You sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at 74 in Gonzales. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Live at Lunch. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Handegriff, Jimmy Ott, Max Gotro with us. Jordan Kinchin's back from his birthday celebration yesterday. He is enjoying the week.
Pinata on his hat, at the Mexican restaurant.
I don't know. We'll have to check with him. The last thing I told him was to make sure that his insurance premiums went down because he's made a certain age. So
yes,
it's a good birthday when you get that
kind of.
That
so
little
your
present.
insurance premiums go down, but your fines go up if you pull pranks.
Yeah, every parent out there, I don't know, what's the thing your kid did to make you the maddest? Whenever that was, whatever day that
I can
was.
remember that.
Okay, you probably could tell a good story if you felt like it.
No.
Like I said,
sir.
if you felt like it,
some things remain private.
right?
Yes.
But Jeff Ulbrich's son. The defensive coordinator for the Falcons is $100,000 lighter in the wallet because of his son's prank call. The Falcons got hit for $250, and can I say this just for a second? If this is what they say it is, and I don't have to get into conspiracy theory for this. Is it possible that Jeff Ulbrich was at his house with his laptop on his desk in his home office or on his kitchen table?
It's probably in the island in the kitchen.
Thank you.
And the kid came out and he left it.
And wouldn't this be funny? And you're Jeff Ulbrich, okay? You're working at home. You went to the bathroom, or to get something to eat in some other part of whatever. You walked outside to get the mail. Your kid does this, and you come back and it hits you for $100,000. I'm gonna be a little bit angry.
It's a 21-year-old kid. He's not 10.
Yes, yeah. This is somebody who knew what they were doing, and this kid did everything. He had the Ole Miss shirt on. I mean, he did everything to put his name and his Social Security number on the front. If you had to say he was a student
at one of the schools, would you?
Sure, it fits, and I'm with you. This is gonna follow him around, and I really do think that there's a 90% chance that Jeff Ulbrich is as close to faultless as you can be. I mean, I feel pretty comfortable leaving my computer open at my house. Okay, and there are people
somewhere along he didn't instill enough fear in his kid to pull that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Okay, you fooling with my career?
Yeah. I mean,
somewhere along the line. I mean,
and I know he's
coaches spend a lot of time away from the house. Okay,
Yeah.
so the moms do a lot of the rearing. Okay,
Mhm.
but I mean, I'll share that with you. If my son has no fear in me, we got problems.
Yeah, you gotta
have a little. Sorry.
Consequences. There are
Yes.
consequences to your
threats. Don't work. You got to carry through.
Yeah, and
like the one time, and he asked me if it was going to spring break still. I said, son, I'll share this with you, Charlie. I'm in the business of percentages. You have 0% chance of going to spring break this year.
Okay. Well,
okay?
I don't know what he did, but you made your point.
That was the last time he asked. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
well,
Yes. That was it.
Hey, you got your point across.
Yes.
Good.
No. I mean, you have to somewhere along the line, Jeff Ulbrich didn't follow through.
I'm sure.
I'm going to tell you that.
I would imagine
There's
you made
no
a point
way
this time.
my boy does that. I can tell you that. I would strangle him. I mean, whatever you want. 21 years old.
Yeah.
I'm paying for your school.
Right.
You going to you're rooming with people who are taking out student loans. You're doing this. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Ain't no way, Jack.
But
ain't no way.
That one you'll remember it for a long time.
You just got to put him out on. Let him go figure it out for yourself now.
Or you're going to pay me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how long it take a 21-year-old to pay off $100,000, but you're going to pay for some of this. Okay,
He ain't gonna pay a dime.
He won't probably probably
He
not
ain't gonna pay a dime. That's why you're in that spot.
We had some great games last night in the NBA.
How about the teams facing elimination? No.
Yeah, the Bucks came out smoking in the first quarter, and Gary Trent came out smoking in the overtime. It's the only game we missed. We like the Pacers to cover. They won but didn't
That was a
cover.
big miss.
Like the Pistons with the points, they ended up winning the game outright. The Celtics trailing at the half, but blow them away in the second half. Kind of some historic numbers there. And I like the Nuggets. I certainly didn't think they would win the game against the Clippers as easy as they did. But we went 3-1 on the show. But the one we missed was the first one. And Milwaukee came out like a team that knew that this is it. The hardest game is the closeout game a lot of times. Well,
Sometimes cliche. Ask the Heat.
if you're close, if you have a team that is supposed to be there, and I think the Bucks expected to be a contender this season. You lose Dame or whatever. In the overtime though, Jimmy, Gary Trent was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, he was-
It could not have been better, burying threes to keep them at length. And yet, we talked about this a lot in the NCAA tournament. What happens when there is extreme pressure? The Bucks are up 7 with 40 seconds to go, a little under 40 seconds to go.
It was done.
And if you take care of the basketball and make your free throws at that point, you're going to win the game. But they didn't. And the worst of the turnovers was the one that went off of Trent, because Milwaukee actually got the ball into the front court, and they throw it to Trent. It's not a crisp pass, but it's enough to get there, and he bobbles it out of bounds.
And
And
about
that's
the one when he was to the left sideline.
no, I'm talking the one. Yeah, the one to
Well, what was wrong with that pass? There's
nothing.
nothing wrong with that pass.
Nothing.
He's wide open.
There's
There's nobody
nothing.
guarding
There's
him.
no reason that he should drop that ball out of
Of
bounds, and
course
he
not.
did.
He was looking at.
The one before that, they put pressure on him, and he threw the ball away. But that one, it's an unforced error, and it's the one that ends up costing Milwaukee
Keep in
the
mind,
game.
it was another one right before that where they pressured him.
Yeah, on the
and-
right side of the court.
No, well, they pressured him and they turned it over, but Doc Rivers called timeout right before.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
it-
their ball security was some, but this is just fluke. I mean, here's a guy hitting the degree of difficulties. There aren't many that can make some of the shots that in the number of shot after shot down the stretch, because Indiana overcame that 20-point deficit, 33-13. The Bucks start out. Yeah, okay, game. Well, here we go. They took the lead, and it looks like they're just going to widen it.
Mhm.
All right. At point where that line got right back to where it was, 7.5, 8 in game. And the Bucks fought back, and Trent hit all the shots. There ain't many people that could do that. There ain't many people listening to the show that can't catch that pass.
Right.
I mean, it was just a lapse of focus. He's watching. He's not watching the ball because it's something so easy to do that he just took his eye off the ball and kind of went right out of bounds. I mean, how many times do you see that? An NBA guy.
And it's
I can't.
with your season on the line too. I mean, you dropped that ball in a game in February. Who cares? But here it ends up costing you the season. And unfortunately, we end up most of the talk this morning focused on what happened after the game, which was that Tyrese Halliburton's father came on the court
Oh,
and was taunting Giannis a class after the game. If you are the parent of a player, and I can almost say this from youth league all the way to the pros, your place is not on the court. It's not on the field. I mean, I can think of almost no situations where that's appropriate for you to be on the court or on the field. And if you are, I can think of even fewer where you confronting your son's opponent for anything other than to say, congratulations, good game, is appropriate. It was ridiculous. And then Giannis gets
it's gotten enough attention.
yeah, and then Giannis gets into it with Mathurin, Benedict Mathurin.
Matherin?
Matherin is
Yeah, it's not the
Matherin.
grocery store.
Okay, kid from Arizona.
Yeah.
That was a little bit more heated, and it marred what was a great basketball game. But the Bucks
Oh, it was
blew
great. It was unbelievable.
the
It was
Bucks blew
unbelievable
it.
comeback. Keep in mind that the Bucks were minus 45 to win the division this year. The Cleveland, who ran away
Mhm.
with it, was plus 265. Pacers plus 400, but they were supposed to have it. And maybe it was some of the preseason. I could not understand why this thing was almost a pick 'em for the series when it started, when Indiana. But if you didn't see in the first game the one thing that I was wrong, there was no indication all series long that the Bucks had this game in them. And it's something about this closeout game, minus, when you're the Miami Heat, when you just mail it in. And you don't get beat by 55 if there's a legitimate effort there. I mean, the Heat culture, Pat Riley. But anyway, we talked about that yesterday. Expectations were there. And now Lillard's going to be out all the next year. How long does he recover at this stage of his career? 35 years old. It was something, though. This was the theme last night. Even the Orlando Magic, and I jumped on it. You had the Magic, but you had plenty of opportunity. But almost pick them. Like -2.5 Boston in game. I mean, I nearly went my third.
At halftime?
Oh, in the third?
In the third?
Oh, yeah, second quarter, in the third. Yeah. I mean, you had plenty of stretch where you, like the last 4 minutes of the first half and maybe the first 4 minutes of the third quarter, but you had plenty of in-game opportunities to middle and cover your original bet. And once it got rolling there, but that was more than competitive. And then the Pistons, lose 2 heartbreakers at home. I mean, heartbreakers, and go to New York and take care of business. And it was another these games have been close.
Yeah.
Every game has been close.
So there were 2 things, one in each game that I wanted to focus on. We can start we'll go in chronological order here. The Pistons and the Knicks, it's a 6-point game with 2 minutes to go. Cunningham hits a shot, makes it a 6-point game, the Pistons with the lead. At this point, Jalen Brunson had gone to the sideline, and Josh Hart had come out with an injury, but he was ready to return. They go to the scores table when Cunningham makes his shot with 2 minutes to go, put Pistons up 6. Thibodeau's got to make a decision here. He's got 1 timeout left with 2 minutes to go. Does he call a timeout there to get his guys back, at Brunson especially, okay? Does he call his timeout there to get him back in the game? He decides not to. And because they're in the bonus, he decides not to foul either. So they come down, they miss a shot. Knicks get the ball, they come down, they miss a shot. The clock bleeds down, and Thibs does not get it with a full timeout, still down 6 with 27 seconds to go. And so Brunson and Hart don't get in the game for 90 seconds, and the margin is still that. Should he have called, and he explained why he didn't, and I accept the explanation, but should he have called a timeout with 2 minutes to go to get Brunson back in the game?
Of course. Have you watched the Knicks down the stretch?
I
mean, everything goes through Brunson.
Yeah.
And it should. You can't go into stretch time without Brunson on the court. I know it's not ideal. I know you never want to burn your last time out, but if you watch the Knicks at all this postseason or last, everything is going through Jalen Brunson at the end of the game. So everything, and you know what, Charlie? It should.
Yeah.
I mean, do you do you see it otherwise?
No, I agree. Here's the thing. I would not. I could understand him not calling the timeout with 2 minutes to go, when he feels like certainly there'll be a dead ball or some opportunity to get them in the game. But here's where
certainly a dead ball. That makes no. You can go through stretches where there's no dead balls for way more than 2 minutes.
Well, but are you ever going to possess the ball again?
Sure you are.
Okay. So this is, if he doesn't do it with 2 minutes, he's got to do it with 1 minute, because they get the ball with a minute to go, and it's still at that point a 6-point game, and he doesn't call timeout there.
A minute transpire between possessions?
Between
2 minutes?
I'm sorry.
There's no way.
There was 30 seconds. He could have called timeout with a minute and a half.
Yeah.
But when they got the ball with a minute and they didn't call timeout, that's when I'm like, okay, now you've lost me. I could deal with it at 2 minutes. A minute and a half, I probably would have called timeout there, but at least I'll understand it. At a minute, you got to call timeout. Now, they made the shot. Bridges made a shot on that possession to cut it to 4.
You can, but if Brunson's on the court, what are you doing?
You putting the ball in his hands.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
get him on the court.
So you don't get him on the court,
or you get something out of that timeout.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're guaranteeing that he is going to get on the court, and you roll in the dice. You roll it at 2 minutes, and it's more. I mean, and then you're rolling it even more with a minute and a half. No.
With 27 seconds to go, you finally get him back in.
Great coach. He messed up on that one.
He did. And then with the Magic and the Celtics, Paolo Banchero is a fantastic player. Okay. And that year, we talk about that draft all the time. I would have taken Jabari Smith. I thought he'd be a better pro than Banchero. I've been wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Completely wrong on that. Okay, but Banchero's terrific.
I was with you on that.
Yeah.
I mean, not slam dunk, but I mean, no, I think I would have taken Jabari Smith first.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even close.
And Banchero's been fantastic. They're up 2 to start the second half. He picks up 3 fouls in a little over 2 minutes. If you're the best player on the team, that can't happen. I mean, you have to, and then so he misses significant time. He played 30 minutes in a game that for the Magic he probably should have played 40 to 42.
Banchero's, how many Bancheros do the Celtics have? They have, 3 or 4 or
Three.
5. I mean,
Yeah.
So I mean, he's their guy. When he goes out, it's curtains. So
And you commit the first foul, that's 3. Okay, you got to be a little bit careful.
But-
You commit the 4th foul, man. At that point, you're almost a statue on defense. You got to know how important your offense is to your team.
this is where the Magic, when they have those injuries, they don't have as many stars, and so when a couple of their stars are out, you really start to pay for it. It was a nice job for them just to win that weak division. Looked like a team with a losing record was going to win it late. Miami just kind of threw the towel in with the lead at one point, but no, this is
learning curve for a young superstar who will understand the next time he's in this position. If
Oh.
he's that I have to be on the floor.
This is his
I have to
second
be on
year in the playoffs
yeah,
now.
Yeah,
I mean, so
but they won't make that mistake. I don't think he'll make that mistake again. He won't pick up his
recall, Charlie, the fouls, how dumb they were, how poor decisions. I just can't.
They were fouls. They were
watching
common.
a lot.
They were common fouls. I mean, but when you get to 4, you got to know. I mean, if you're a superstar, you got to know.
Yeah,
There's way too much time in the game.
Yeah.
There's 10 minutes to go in the
give
third
up
quarter.
that layup when your guys got you beat. Yeah.
And then the Nuggets cruised, man.
No, they didn't cruise. They shot their asses off, bro. They played at an A+. Those games. There's an A+ game.
I didn't say it was easy. I just said that they were never in trouble in the second half.
No, but Cruz, I don't know. Maybe it's just that
you can object to the word, but they won this game.
I'm not crazy about that term. This is the game where they played. They can't play. They can't shoot any better. They can't from the offensive end. We know about Jokic and how much he carries him. Everybody else played their A+ game. Jamal Murray, 43, 17 of 26. I mean, the clock's going down at the end of the third, and Braun hits a 3, a nothing but net. I mean, who am I missing here? That
Westbrook?
Yes, I'm sorry, my man. Hey, he was lights out. And especially when Joker went to the bench. Okay, so they build up this lead. He goes to the bench. He goes crazy. They extend it. No, Westbrook was on fire, dude. On fire. So they can't play. Gordon is 7 of 11.
Yeah.
From the floor. I mean, it is just unbelievable. So yeah, it was. If you're just watching the scores, never in doubt. No, I'm just saying. This was a
full disclosure. I fell asleep in the third quarter.
Joker scored 13 points.
Yeah, triple double. But
I know, but 13 points, which is over under 30.
Yeah, the average is over 30. I fell asleep late in the third quarter with them with a comfortable lead, and I woke up this morning. Okay, did they get close? They got within 9.
They haven't had the 2 games they won. They won in overtime when they overcame a double-digit deficit late. They won on the road with the NC State replay with the was it in, was it out? Did we go to overtime? And they got blown up. This was the one easy this is one game where they're just so much better than the Clippers. And Barkley said at half they're only down 8. I mean, the Nuggets can't play any better. Well, they just didn't quit missing for 48 minutes. They didn't miss 131 points in a playoff game. It's unbelievable.
Get your popcorn tomorrow night. Clippers bounce back. We're gonna have a game 7.
Shoot over 50% from the floor as a whole and from 3-point range.
We're gonna have a game 7.
And Joker 13. Yeah, they rolled and he had 13. We're over here at Snow Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Our specials today, and we have a chef special for lunch, and then we do a salad special every day. Tuesday through Friday. Beef tenderloin quesadillas, thinly sliced beef seasoned and seared with onions, triple pepper mix, and a flour tortilla shell with our own Oaxaca cheese blend with cilantro rice verde. Southwest chicken salad. So we're going Southwestern today for the lunch specials. Mixed greens with fried corn chips, cheddar cheese, black beans, roasted corn, chives, and cilantro topped with chicken and served with chipotle ranch dressing. Thursday lunch specials is chicken piccata or the taco salad, and it's Seafood Fridays, fried barbecue shrimp and grits, blackened shrimp citrus salad. That's in addition to our regular lunch menu that has 12 different entrees, 4 different types of pastas, sandwiches, gumbos, and salads, with po' boys and things like that. So you come over here, of course, for dinner. We got steaks and chops, ideal menu. That's right, the ideal protein menu with some great menu items as well. Terrific wine list. It's all at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Highway 74 and Airline Highway in Gonzales.
Live at Snow's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make Dreams Come True without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
The new go-to pizza joint in downtown Baton Rouge is Town Square Pizza. Town Square Pizza, located on North Boulevard, across workday lunch or visiting local attractions on the weekend. Town Square Pizza, you guessed it, square pizzas are consistently flavored and cooked perfectly every single time. It's as simple as that. Town Square Pizza, downtown next to Jolie Pearl. Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion, no paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak in Gonzales on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back here at Snow's Live at Lunch. We're also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners when it comes to retirement. No two situations are alike. Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure all your goals are achieved for retirement. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you, and I know for sure because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online, coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA SIPC. LSU with an easy win last night against Southeastern. Tigers came out and hit back-to-back homers to open the game. That's the second straight game that Curiel has done that. He's 6 for his last 6 after watching his 43 game on base streak come to an end on Saturday. William Schmidt had 5 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. He did give up a homer to open the third and left after 3 1/3 inning. A little bit better for him. The 7 strikeouts were good. He continues to, let him pitch more. Not sure exactly where he fits in on the weekends right now, but it was a nice, open for him. Nude, Primo, and Ware finished things up, and Ethan Fry hit a grand slam to walk it off in the run rule. I wanted to talk about 2 things from last night. Neither one of them have really anything to do with the game. Number one is if you happen to look at the baseball RPIs at this stage of the season, don't let it drive you nuts. The RPIs are figured in large part based on your opponent's your strength of schedule and your opponent's strength of schedule, and they'll do some goofy things. And I just bring it up because everybody's going to start watching the RPIs in May. LSU beat Tennessee, a top 10 team, on Friday night, and dropped 3 points in the RPIs. Okay, stayed the same on Saturday after the loss. Stayed the same on Sunday. I think they dropped 1 point after Sunday. Last night they beat a Southeastern team out of the Southland Conference, and they go up 4 spots. Don't read a whole lot into this. Okay, LSU's a top 10 RPI team. They're going to be a top 10 RPI team almost, regardless of what happens down the stretch. So don't let that worry you too much. The second thing is that Jay Johnson gave an update on Devin Sheeran after the game. He threw a simulated game last week. This was a top 10 transfer out of Mount St. Mary's. He's a big kid. He's about 6'5", 250 pounds, and he had big-time strikeout numbers there last year. He's a very hard thrower. He had 109 strikeouts in 70 innings last year. Big control problems. It's not uncommon. Freshman, big arm, big kid. He had 32 walks in 70 innings, but he threw a simulated game last week. Johnson said they'll work him in if there's a spot for him where it makes sense. I don't know if Sheeran's going to pitch at any point in the next 3 weeks. I don't know if he is ready to go. I don't know how sharp he is. I don't know anything. But I do know this. It's possible to get a little boost. And all they need out of that bullpen is just a little boost. Can you come in and throw a little bit and make a big impact? And can you do it this late? I'll give you an example. And I'm not saying he's going to be this kid. I don't know. But Chad Jones didn't throw his first game in 2009 till April 26th. That's the first time he threw. And he only threw 6 2/3 innings for the entire season. Felt like more than that, didn't it? You know why? Because every time Chad Jones came in and got an out, and I was in the stadium for every damn one of them, it was a big deal. And he gave them a little bit of a boost right when they needed it, and it was a big deal. Is Sheeran going to do that? That would be a lot to hope for. But if they are searching, praying, dying right now for somebody to step up in that bullpen besides the top 2 guys and give them something. Could this guy come in and give them something? I don't know. Maybe. It's encouraging. And even if that's something, just a little something, could be significant for them.
He's All-American safety?
He did not play any football.
Okay.
Didn't play any football. So freshman All-American, huh?
And just that game yesterday wasn't nothing. I mean, right now we're seeing a new projection from Baseball America that has Southeastern coming to Baton Rouge for their regional.
Yeah.
They are currently in along with University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. So they right now have 2 Southland teams into the tournament with McNeese State in the next 4 out. So the Southland's a better conference this year, and Southeastern is 6th in the nation in ERA.
If either McNeese or Southeastern win the Southland tournament, and those are good teams, but I still think it's a 1-bid league. they're coming here. I mean, now
When's
Texas
the
Rio
last time they've
Grande.
been in at large?
What's that now?
I don't think they've gotten in at large in our lifetime. Huh?
No.
No.
There was 1 year that Southeastern was
Yeah,
really,
right,
really good,
right.
and
But the losses in the conference
Yeah,
tournament
they're-
because it takes two.
correct.
You know, that-
right
yeah.
now they've got 2 in, and Southeastern's 53rd in the RPI.
It's never happened in our
it would-
lifetime.
to my
it
knowledge,
could-
I don't
No, I don't
remember it,
remember.
certainly.
No, we've talked about Southeastern. They've been in position, but if you lose 2 games in a weak conference tournament,
Yeah.
it really kills your RPI.
And their team ERA is good. Like I said, 6th in the country, but they did pitch down yesterday, so it's not like you really got to see what you would see maybe in a regional.
could see him again, easy in the conference.
Chad Jones, pretty athletic, pretty raw.
Yeah, he was intimidating, man.
Well,
I remember the buzz in the
that's
stadium when he came in against Auburn, man. That 230-pound safety
You
from
say
the
this
left
guy
side.
has that kind of stuff?
He throws in the upper 90s.
Okay.
He's 6
But
foot.
but you remember that movement that Chad had on his pitches?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know
yeah.
how any idea what how sharp he is right now. He tore the ACL last summer, so he's had 9 months, or roughly, to get over it. We'll see.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title. Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings, 296-0060. Full service title company servicing all of South Louisiana. Fast, friendly, professional service is what you get when you call 296-0060. Buying, building, refinancing, nobody chooses but you. Choose Chad Reynolds, Legacy Title, 296-0060.
Live at Snows, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee is the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. A personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. Conventional omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffees and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Town Room at Dozy's Place. The Crown Town Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
This is Charles Haniger for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service, down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Uh-oh, they let the big dog out.
Boom! Out of nowhere.
It's time for the big dog, Randy McKay, with his best picks.
Big dog, how you doing, buddy? Where you at?
I'm doing pretty well, Jimmy and crew there. I'm back in here in Colorado and enjoying some nice snowy weather again.
Snow?
From Vegas to 80 degrees to snow and rain and rain mix and crazy weather.
Safe to say we don't have any snow reports down here. We did have a Cajun blizzard, back in what month was that, Charles? January. Okay, January. But I'll tell you what, the river's seeping into the parking lot. At the casino.
Water's high.
I mean, did you see it?
I did.
Did you? When I left the parking lot the other day, I'm like, whoa, that's the Mississippi River bleeding over. Huh?
Yep. It's about as high as you can make it. They had put the Tiger Dams on top of the levee. The year they put the Tiger Dams on top of the levee, that was the year I was a little bit nervous.
Yeah. So anyway, so you're back in Colorado. Were you in Colorado for the draft?
No, I was still in Vegas during the draft. Pretty crazy draft. Kind of went as planned till we kind of predicted that there wouldn't be more than 2.5 quarterbacks. So kind of crazy how that all played out for quarterbacks. Gray Zabel, of course.
Yes,
I said he was going to be a good pick there and then he went to Seattle. I think he'll fit in there perfectly with what that coaching staff wants to do, and he just looks like a powerhouse. And
where did Gia Campbell go?
So
31.
31, and Zabel was like teens?
18.
Yeah, so well done. Bouquet. Flowers. We give bouquets around here. Get a whole bunch of flowers when you throw out like that. So we were singing your praises at Don Juan Cigar Shop when we were doing the draft that night. So we did under 2.5 quarterbacks. What odds did you get on that? I think I got plus 250 on that one.
Yeah, it's a plus 300, plus 250, and so on. They move it quick, so you still want to hit a couple times, you're going to get worse odds.
Did you pick
money down on that one?
On Miami? All the linemen, all the key linemen went. So they, I think they took a offensive lineman in the second round.
Yeah, I got to check that. The fact that they didn't take an offensive lineman in the first round, okay, but they didn't take a corner either. I thought if it wasn't going to be an offensive lineman, it was going to be a corner. They did take Savanea, the offensive lineman from Arizona, early in the second round.
Yeah,
he had a first round grade in a lot of places, but I was surprised that if they weren't going to go line, they didn't go corner.
What, do you have four linemen go before them at 13?
Oh, let's see. Will Campbell, Mimbu, Banks, and the Cowboys took Tyler Booker. That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, four linemen went before them, but
Zabel was the next offensive lineman to go after their pick.
So we lost that one, but a very good day. Yeah, we did the pocket. I was did you add on any? I would think not so much if you're in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I didn't make the drive over to Arizona to, of course, Las Vegas for summer. Nevada rule is 24 hours before the draft. They shut her all down, so you gotta make the drive if you want to put in. But I didn't make the drive. I just sweat out what I had.
I got you. What are you on right now? Are you on this hockey? I mean, boy, we talked about in the NBA in the opening, the teams that were facing elimination put out some unbelievable performances. Same thing last night. Now they went 1-1, but Ottawa at plus about $1.40 or so wins 4-0, and then New Jersey, big underdog, had a big lead, but was a 4-1 lead? 3-0, then 4-3, and they lose in double overtime. But they were razor close as well. Do you like anything tonight in hockey or moving forward?
Yeah, and I had that New Jersey yesterday. I just couldn't resist going against a backup goalie. They're getting plus 250 or better. I just looked too good to me, and of course get the 3-0 lead. Can't hold it. A little frustrating, but today it looks like a pretty good card. I think Tampa Bay holds on here at home, gets their first win at home, makes a little bit of series here, so I favor them at home against the defending champs, Florida.
Right.
Montreal has this backup kid in there, Dobbs. Mountain Blow is out, so for some reason this line has gone down. And so if you want to add that in a parlay or, even a straight bet at 170.
Capitals.
I think Washington's pretty live to close that one out. And then this Winnipeg-St. Louis game is a lot closer than what the odds indicate here. And getting anything over plus 150, I think, with the Blues here, especially with Winnipeg's defensive troubles here, they could get their first win here on the road and be up 3-2. Each team has won on their home ice, and that's been a pretty good series as well.
No, been a really good series. And Winnipeg won, what was it, the President's Cup for the best record or the most points during the regular season. So they were, but their number one seed, it's a 1 versus 4 seed. But these games have been highly competitive, and not to a lot of people that follow hockey, not a real surprise.
Yeah, not a real surprise at all. The team with the best record isn't that much better than the team with the worst record, and we've seen that over the years in hockey, especially. Very more random sport than any of the others with the puck luck. You get 4-5% more randomness than any other sport in hockey. So, it leads itself to betting, looking at more underdogs to bet, and more underdogs seem like they hang in there and give these favorites a tough time.
Max and I were talking before in the commercial break, Charlie too, where we're talking about some of these prop bets they put up, but it is available at our local sports book here at the Queen and the DraftKings outlet. But player to take the first snap for the Cleveland Browns. Pickett, they're kind of backing off on his contract. Gabriel, please, if he makes it. Shador, they didn't want him. And you see in some of the details why the Browns and a lot of others didn't want him. But, Jimmy Haslam steps in and makes him do it. He's writing the checks. And Joe Flacco is the only player that has some experience in Stefanski's system and has been productive. I mean, I doubt he's going to get hurt in a preseason game. How much do they need to look at Flacco in the preseason game? I mean, Flacco at plus money and was plus $3 down to $2, but get on it before it goes any lower, huh?
Yeah, I believe you're right on that one for sure. I mean, he's the only guy with experience in the in the offense there, and they signed him
the Flacco bet, Max.
To be a placeholder. So I definitely like that one. Of course, Kenny Pickett did show some improvement, with his little time there at Philly. It'll be interesting what he can do with Stefanski, and we'll see what they do with the rookie quarterbacks there. So pretty interesting situation in Cleveland, making some entertainment there for the preseason. So going to make preseason worth a decent watch there. And can't wait for preseason to start.
I agree. Do you have, what do you do usually, Randy? Do you let the draft and how they handle the draft affect any type of future bets that you'll make on the NFL right now?
Yeah, I look into the season wins here a little bit with the draft. You know, if the team really improved some needs areas, and then look at their season wins. You know, a couple season wins I'm kind of looking at. Of course, the obvious one is bet against the Super Bowl loser, which would be the Kansas City Chiefs under. Would probably be a pretty good play. And of course, these numbers aren't out yet. And then look at some decent teams that showed some progress at the end of the year that could go over the win total. And one of them could be the Carolina Panthers with the improvement of, Bryce Young there in the weak division. So that would be another one I would look to. And they improved getting that wide receiver.
Charlie, that one caught my surprise. I thought that McMillan went a little bit higher than maybe we projected, but it tells you, to me, this is how I read it. It tells me that no, that we getting our guys some weapons, because we talked about it. Let's try and be fair. Does he have protection? No. Does he have a running game? No. Does he have weapons? No. They're at least trying to get him and invest in and maybe overdrafted, but improving the weapons that this guy has.
Yeah, and it's in the red zone is where I think he's at his most dangerous. He's got this huge catch radius. He's got this big wingspan. This makes for some real opportunities on fade routes and things like that for Bryce Young to have a real go-to guy in the red zone. And the Panthers are not unlike the Saints in this situation, where it's like you could have put a good football player in a lot of spots where they have holes. They picked this one. That's fine.
Yeah. I read it as, there's no more doubt whether, is Bryce Young. A lot of people were ready to write him off. I think that it's a Canales is the young coach there. He's the offensive guy. He's got his hands on with the plays and with the design and personnel. And no, I think he sees enough in him. And we saw some improvement. There's no question over the course of the season last year. So we agree with that. All right, Randy, anything else before we let you go, buddy? Yeah, that you're on or looking at? I know you're not playing these the Madrid the clay court tennis tournaments, are you?
No, not into any of that. Of course, it's something that got canceled the other day with power outage. Hopefully, we don't get any of them problems here. But the NBA's been interesting. I haven't really been betting it too much, but that's been worth a look as well. But the hockey playoffs, of course, always catches my attention.
T-Wolves exhaled in game 2. Will they exhale in game 5? I'm sorry, that was game 2 after they got that first win. In Golden State, who has a history of exhaling, now that they're up 3-1, especially with Butler ailing a little bit, will they exhale in that game? So any of those two visiting teams in these game 5s, you look at that, both of them up 3-1.
Yeah, the Lakers look like they're probably too high of a spread. They're getting up to the 6 mark, but be interesting to see. They're just only playing 5 players pretty much, so we'll see if they die out and Tom Thibodeau type method there of playing in the playoffs probably won't work for them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Follow Randy at RR39 at RR39. He's with us each and every week, and we'll be getting all the requests, man, to get you back on the podcast. We're going to do what we can to try and get those podcasts, those weekly pick segs, back on during the regular season.
Yeah, definitely, and that would be a neat thing. And thanks, guys, and good luck everybody else.
Hey, real quick, were you doing some stuff with Krakenberger now? What is that now?
Yeah, I do a weekly podcast with him. I put it on my Twitter every week, so it's been pretty good mentions and pretty good. A lot of fun to be with him and John on that. So John Orlando, son of Tony Orlando. So it's been an entertaining thing. And you do about 45 minutes of that.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I ran into Crack at Del Mar a couple of years ago. Man, he's all right.
Yeah, he sure is. He's a great guy and known him for about 20 years.
There you go. Randy, we appreciate it, buddy. Good luck, and we will hook up with you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good luck, everybody.
Don't forget our friends at United Community Bank, the local way to bank big, with locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow, including their newest location at Burbank and Blue Bonnet. They've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 50 years. A great team of bankers: Prentice Wilkes, Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, David Henry, all the great staff over at United Community Bank. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at Snow's, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow's Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon, presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic, is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crown Sound Room at Dozy Place. The Crown Sound Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lanyap on Perkins and Blue Bonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street and now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at SupremeRice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiella at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak. Ken Gonzalez on 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
So Charlie, you know how we spent so much time during the college football season talking about this. For the draft, we haven't said anything on following it up. I mean, with Ohio State, they were butthurt on losing to Michigan for 3 straight years. They're going out, they're spending money on their payroll. They are going to get another quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Well, was he any better than the one they had? Does Kyle McCord get the blame for them losing one game to that Michigan team who won it all and was head and shoulders better than all the competition? Certainly again, the Washington in the finals, and Will Howard, he certainly played better down the stretch. He had a great supporting cast, but what was his limitations to the pros? Did you see where they were drafted?
Pretty close, right? They're both in the 6th round.
Very close.
Yeah, like 4 players away from each other. McCord went
181. Howard went 185.
30. Yeah.
Tell us anything, Max?
I still like McCord better. I still think he's got the better pro potential, but they went a handful of picks away from each other.
Howard's ceiling is lower, but I think he'll make a tremendous backup in the league. He'll be there a long time because he's a great locker room, study the film type of guy. He fills an NFL backup role very well.
Kyle McCord's going somewhere where they got a quarterback. Will Howard's going somewhere where they really don't. Hour number 2 straight ahead here at Snow's 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road since 1988. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games in a casual atmosphere with the friendliest service. Right now, we're boiling crawfish 7 days a week. Monday through Friday, first batch comes out at 5 p.m. Weekends at noon. Sammy serves a wide mix of authentic Louisiana food prepared to order with the best ingredients available. Fresh Louisiana seafood, Cajun favorites, burgers, and po' boys, all built from scratch. Our kids' menu and popular appetizers are sure to please the pickiest of eaters. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road near Starring since 1988.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson. Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, Their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Spring is here and so is the pollen. Wash away that nasty grime and buildup with Cajun Soft Wash. Their gentle, effective soft washing removes mold, algae, and pollen without damage. Trust Cajun Soft Wash, Baton Rouge's largest soft wash company. Book today at CajunSoftWash.com.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Enjoying the finer things in life is his forte. Let's bring in Scott Rabelais from The Advocate.
Back here at Snow's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway in Gonzales. Come on by and see us. Airline at 74 at Snow's.
In addition to our extensive lunch menu, we've got lunch specials every day. We do a plate lunch and then a salad special each and every day, Tuesday through Friday. You missed it yesterday. It was a hamburger steak supreme and a black and blue steak salad. Today it is our beef tenderloin quesadillas. And then staying in the southwestern mode, we're doing a Southwest chicken salad. The specials the rest of the week. Thursday special chicken piccata. The salad special would be a taco salad. Friday be fried barbecue shrimp and grits, and the blackened shrimp citrus salad. Again, our lunch specials each and every day. Lunch menu. We're closed on Mondays. We do big Sunday business over here at Snow's. So closed on Mondays, but the lunch menu and lunch specials available Tuesday through Friday here at Snow's. Over 50 years, second generation. Miss Candy and Mr. Todd Sheets doing a wonderful job over here. You know you're going to get great service, great food. They got a great wine selection. Great wines by the glass, too, Charlie. A little Camus by the glass. Hello,
Nice.
That's me.
Nice.
Thank you, Charlie.
Let's bring in Scott Rabelais. Scott, your how was your trip to the Zurich? Let's talk about the golf first, and then we'll talk about the big picture with the tournament. But I got to think if the tournament organizers would have asked for anything before the tournament, they would have said, please let Rory and Shane be in contention on Sunday. They get the big Saturday to set that up. Big log jam at the top. Novak and Griffin get home for the victory, but Rory McIlroy, the biggest draw I would think ever at the Zurich, given the timing of it. What was the tournament like?
Yeah, it was a huge plus for the tournament. They had a few other marquee players in the field. Colin Morikawa, who's a Zurich ambassador. He takes endorsement money from them, and then Billy Horschel, who had to drop out because of an injury, and then Wyndham Clark, who won the U.S. Open 2 years ago. But Rory and Shane were the headliners, and obviously it wasn't a given that Rory was going to play. He went home to Northern Ireland to celebrate with his family after he won the Masters. He didn't play the Hilton Head, but he came back, and I don't think anyone, including Shane, were entirely sure he was going to come back. Shane said he was in Rory's celebration Sunday night in Augusta after he won. He said, "We're going to play in New Orleans, right?" Yeah, we're going to play. So that was good. And so, yeah, they were in contention. It really helped the attendance. Saturday, they had a record attendance, I think like 39,000. They said, I haven't heard any numbers for Sunday's attendance. But it was also a very big crowd, like you said, because they were in contention. They ended up, at a tie for 12th or so. Didn't really ever build any momentum in the final round. But it was still good to have them there. I think I'm skeptical whether they'll be back next year. I think if I had to say, I'd say probably not. But you take what you can get with a really big name player. As we know, they never got Tiger Woods to come, and I think Rory McIlroy, considering he's coming off the Masters win and achieving the career Grand Slam, is about as close as they were ever going to get to having Tiger. So it was a big deal.
Can I ask you about Morikawa? Because my impression of him, until just recently, was always this guy's a very popular, I'm going to use the word joyful every time you see him. He's looks like he's in a pretty good mood. And then here in the last few months, he's had some standoffs with the media. There's been stories come out that he's not the easiest guy to work for on his staff. And then in this tournament, the Max, help me out. The one hand putting,
the one hand finishes on
one hand finishes. Yeah.
Let me add, yesterday fired his longtime caddy, so seems to be going through some things right now.
This kind of follow through with that one hand just reeked like a bad attitude, kind of forced to do something, be somewhere where
75 on Friday is like, I'm here because it's like Marshawn Lynch. I'm here so I don't get fined. I'm here because Zurich is one of my biggest sponsors and I can't say no. But I don't really want to be here.
It was terrible body language.
Yeah, Scott, did you hear a lot of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of one thing after another, and look, I think he's dealing with something, and there's some frustration there that he hasn't won a tournament in a while, but he still was ranked 4th in the world, coming into the circuit. So he's not been terrible, but it's one thing after another. But that. Hey, everybody has a tough loss, man. Russell Henley made a great shot to beat him at the Arnold Palmer at Bay Hill. And that happens, I mean, ask Greg Norman how many times guys made great shots to beat him in his career, And that's just, if you're in contention, that's going to happen to you. And he just took it. I don't want to talk to the media, and really doubled and tripled down on that, saying how he didn't feel he owed anything to anybody. Well, you don't owe me necessarily, or Doug Ferguson, the AP Golf Writer, or something like that, but you do owe the fans. And Arnold Palmer, speaking of that, famously said, if I'm willing to talk if they want to talk to me when I play well, I should be willing to talk to them when I don't play well.
Well,
I think, I don't want to get too broad, but I think that's symptomatic of Morikawa and maybe some of the younger generation of players. They're not forced to talk to the media like a Marshawn Lynch and they are in the NFL, and the locker rooms are open and everything like that. It would be nice, but these guys are all independent contractors, and I think the tour is taking that kind of attitude. But yeah, something's up with Morikawa that the body language, the overall attitude, is not what it was a couple of years ago, or what we've seen from him in the past.
Well, his endorsers, his sponsors don't owe him anything either, and this is not helping.
There you go.
And so, I mean, and like you said, and because they're independent contractors, because they are constantly, you see them with the apparel and the hats and the whatever they have on their bags. I mean, they rely on sponsors, and I don't think it's just coincidental that they are generally much easier to deal with than some of the guaranteed salary, professional athletes of the world. So. No, man, you're dealing with they get a lot of options in the golf world that they can invest their money in sponsorship. So get with it or get by. But shoot, I wasn't sweating him, betting against him, during this past weekend. I want to ask you, Scott, Burns passed on the local tournament, but some people are kind of in golf handicapping world, kind of picking him as a spot this week where he's been successful, and I think his last tour win was match play in the state of Texas. What's going on with him? Because he was a just make to the Ryder Cup. He ain't close right now.
No, he had a decent Masters. He'd missed like 3 straight cuts going into the Masters, including the Players, and didn't play New Orleans. Their only child, their son, I believe, was just had a first birthday. That's the story that we heard why he didn't come to the Zurich. So they're just celebrating his first birthday. Well, he's playing this week, right, in the Byron Nelson, and it's not too far from home. Playing in Dallas and from where he lives in Shoedrunt, near Ruston, up at Squire Creek. I don't know. Sam's definitely. There's some bloom has come off the rose there with his game. He was in the top 10 in the world not that long ago, and he's not terrible, but he's trending on his way out of the top 50. You get out of the top 50, you're not automatically in the majors, and you're certainly not in contention for something like the Ryder Cup this year or the President's Cup, as you said. He'd have to win a couple of tournaments, I think, at this point to even get in contention for this year's Ryder Cup. So I don't know. He's got a family now, so that can be a distraction. Look, playing professional golf, I imagine it's like playing professional tennis, is a rather selfish profession. I mean, you have to put yourself first. And once guys start getting a family and having other outside interests that are pulling you away, that where it's not, when you're 16 years old, you can focus all on golf and a little on school. When you're 21 and 23, now it's a little different. So I don't know, but he's immensely talented. I've always said Sam Burns has the game to win majors. He's long. He's a great putter. He's got that even temperament. And just because he's in a lull right now doesn't mean he can't come back. But hopefully he'll be back in the Zurich Classic field next year. I think there's a good chance he will be.
Scott, we're closing in on a decade with the new format. The overall health of the tournament, you had record crowds. You're still drawing big names. You don't get everyone, but it hasn't mattered. With the spot on the calendar, you're never going to get them all. And you've got a long-term sponsor in place here, and you've got a commitment from them moving forward. How would you rate the overall health of the Zurich Classic at this point, with obviously the uncertain times in golf?
Yeah, I think given where professional golf is, I think it's pretty good. Like this is not a major, and it's never going to be one of those elevated tournaments. What I've heard, where they have the extra large purse like you had at the Heritage, or that you have next week at the Truist, which is being played in Philadelphia because Quail Hollow is hosting the PGA. So it's never going to be that, and they've got a unique format, and they've got a city that people want to visit. Everybody asks the players where they go eat, and they like to talk about it. Quite honestly, I don't think it's the greatest place on the schedule, but I think the Zurich people, from what I've heard, like it because it's during Jazz Fest, and they come down. They can bring clients and they can schmooze people at Jazz Fest and the golf tournament, and so they apparently like it, and they're not eager to move. The Zurich people, other people who run the tournament, like Steve Worthy with the 4Kids Foundation, they got a new deal that they announced tournament week last week to extend the Zurich sponsorship through 2030. Even Jay Monahan, the PGA Tour commissioner, was there. And given all that, it's like you said, the uncertainty in golf with the split with Live Golf and everything, it's pretty good. The field wasn't super great. Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantley, who won a couple of years ago, in 22, I believe they did not play this year. You didn't have a Scotty Scheffler, obviously, or Jordan Spieth, who's been there. It was a big draw in the past. And so next year they're gonna do a little hustling if Rory and Shane Lowry don't come in. I can see Shane Lowry coming back with a different partner, but it certainly won't be the same. They got to hustle a little bit to get a little bit better field. Maybe get Justin Rose to come back, or one of these other guys. If Scheffler could come back, that'd be tremendous. But it's a part of the schedule where it's between majors. A couple of weeks after the Masters, a couple of weeks before the PGA. You got these other elevated tournaments. A little bit of a tough spot, but they seem to be okay where they are. And I think overall, as compared to other let's call them garden variety PGA Tour events, I think it's in about as good a shape as you could ask to be in the current climate of professional golf.
I've heard consistent with that for years and years, even before and listen, it's a tough time to kind of find your niche, when you're not an elevated event, and Zurich just re-upping. So yeah, it's not just you're not going to have this perfect storm where Rory just won the, complete a career slam and he's coming to defend his title. I mean, that's just, that if you're not going to set, record attendance in, but, the food, they've made it more of an event. I mean, 90% of the people I talk to, they don't talk about, man, I really got to see Rory swing. They talk about the food they ate when they were 13th. I mean, you can hear the music blaring on the Golf Channel and whatnot. You can't hear that. So they coincide, but they've coincided with Jazz Fest. It's not always a Jazz Fest. Sometimes it's a French Quarter Festival, but with the restaurants doing some offshore fishing trips and things like, they've really kind of found their niche, and Zurich is all in. So it's not going to be what may be a deal, but I don't know why you change a whole lot right now, because I think the social with the loud music in the team format kind of cuts the tension a little bit. It lightens the mood. It lightens the mood a little bit.
It does. More than one player comments every year about how, having a partner to play with, and the whole thing is just a little more relaxed than obviously, something like the Players or the Masters or the PGA. And they like that. They like that it's something different, and it's got a unique, there's no other team tournament on the PGA Tour. So it's got some things going for it, for sure.
I think next year that in order to ensure the biggest crowds, they should have Derek Carr playing the Pro-Am. That would help.
Lean on the Lord for sympathy, Derek. There you go.
They come out to boo in
gosh.
mass. They got that. Raph, we appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, guys, take care.
They had to shake people down at the gate instead of going through metal detectors. They had to make sure they'd have tomatoes to throw at him or something.
Max, real quick, what we were talking about there, finding its niche.
Yeah, I mean they need something different. We don't have the match play in the PGA Tour schedule anymore. It's frustrating. Every tournament is the same. Like this tournament this week, for example, the Byron Nelson. Scotty Scheffler's playing this week, so that's good for the field. But otherwise, it's just another old event. It's all the same.
And he's in Dallas, right? Doesn't he live in Dallas?
Right. He's there because it's a hometown
it's
event.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, in Sam's Dallas East, where he grew up. So, I mean, it'll be good. So,
we're brought to you by the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online doitbest.com/Thibodeau Store. Your Cajun cooking, specialty cookware shipped right to your door. And we can talk about jambalaya pots and crawfish pots and big green egg cookers, but a lot of you just your kitchen Cajun cooking, specialty cookware, and so many accessories to go with it.
If you like outdoor cooking like I do, man, the Thibodeau Store is a little slice of heaven. There is no doubt. The McQuare aluminum pots, big egg grills with all of the accessories. Great thing about the grill, man, that electric, coal starter. I mean, few minutes and you got your coal set. It is easy. Cast iron cookware, outdoor stoves with single, double, and triple burners. I mean, your charbroil, oilless turkey fryers, jambalaya pots and burners of all sizes and price points, all kinds of crawfish boil rigs, burners, pots, strainers, washers, gadgets galore, man. If you love outdoor cooking like I do, you're going to love the selection over at the Thibodeau Store.
900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. And again, online, doitbest.com/Thibodeau Store. Live at Snows, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and OCBrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway. 928-8659. Total Maintenance. Your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Louisiana Lagniappe on Perkins and Bluebonnet. Winner of the most 225's Best of Awards. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941, just outside the north gates of LSU. Finbom, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. And Phil's Oyster Bar since 1950 on Government Street to now in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padilla at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, 4 cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
From east, north to south, but we're heading west. It's Wes Reynolds from VSIN.
All right, Wes, how you doing, buddy?
I'm well, Jimmy. How are you?
Did you play? I know you're limited out there in Las Vegas with the draft. Did you get a chance to play any draft?
I actually did not bet any draft, and I'm glad I didn't, because usually I do a best break even on that. So followed along, but did not bet any draft.
I have been on the Pacers in every game. Even in the game that they lost in Game 3, they had a 12-point second half lead, so plenty of in-game hedge/middle opportunities to absorb your loss. And I loved them yesterday. I was shocked that the difficulty they had yesterday, and then shocked that they pulled it out. Actually, at one point you can get Pacers plus 4.5 in that one, but they scrambled to come back, but they move on. Are they a threat to in the next round, the conference semifinals?
Yeah, I think they absolutely are, and the fact that they're so deep, and I think having a game like that. Look, the start was discouraging, but the fact that you were able to somehow pull it out, and the fact that you have a closer, and we've seen in these playoffs, there are some teams that are good teams that do not have a closer. I'm looking at the Houston Rockets, by the way, who absolutely don't have a closer, and the Pacers do with Tyrese Halliburton, and also I think Siakam to a lesser degree. So when you have that, you have a chance, I think, in any series. And Cleveland should be the rightful favorite. Look, they won over 60 games, so they absolutely should be the favorite. But I think the Pacers can absolutely hang with these guys. I look at the fact that, the Pacers have been very good in the regular season. I think they won 3 of the 4 matchups this year. Now, you never want to put too much into the regular season, because there's some games where certain stars or certain starters don't play. So take that for what it's worth. But I think the Pacers can match the Cavs' depth, and they match them, I think, in the talent for the starting lineup, even though Donovan Mitchell obviously very good and can carry a team on his back. But I think that this is going the distance, no matter who wins. I think this is it. Got to go 7 games.
I think that Mitchell is not the right experienced playoff veteran for this young team, and that's kind of what Houston is missing. Green's a leading scorer. He can't get off the bench in the fourth quarter in Game 4 against Golden State. Jabari Smith is, we want a little bit more out of him, at this stage. But they're a classic case of a team that exerted a lot in the regular season that is very green in experience in the postseason. So we'll see. So let's move on to the golf. Byron Nelson, Scotty versus the field, maybe, huh? So the odds tell us that.
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of a weak field, just because of the spot on the calendar. It's in between the It's in between RBC Heritage and then as Scotty is the price that he is, and he's from Dallas, so he wants to win this thing. But I just at this price I couldn't bet him, in a field where there's going to be multiple guys who 20 under par or better. And I would take that price at like a signature event on a more difficult golf course where the cream usually rises to the top. But at an event like this, there's so many guys that can shoot those low scores. So this is one where you kind of got to let the favorite beat you, I think.
All right, who are you looking at?
Yeah, Sam, speaking of Scotty, let's go to his buddy, a guy that you guys are really familiar with down there, Sam Burns, who I played at 30-1. I think he's starting to maybe figure some things out. I know he really hasn't contended a lot lately. Last one 2 years ago at the match play, but saw some good stuff off the tee from him at the RBC Heritage where he was T13. So this is a guy, by the way, we kind of joked that he's Bermuda Burns, right? But he's also bentgrass Burns. He's very good at putting on bentgrass as well. He's fourth overall just in general on the PGA Tour. So Sam Burns, this looks like a place where he can go well because you could spray it off the tee here a little bit. These are pretty wide fairways, even though they lengthened the course and they grew out the rough a little bit, changed some of the agronomy. I think Burns can go well at 30-1. And then another guy that fits that profile a little bit was the defending champion at Houston, who we hit last year. That was Steven Yeager at 42-1. Made 10 of 12 cuts this season, couple top 10s, 11th and 20th here in 2 appearances at this course, TPC Craig Ranch. Also runner-up last fall in Utah at the Black Desert Championship, which is on a Tom Weisshoff design course, as is TPC Craig Ranch this week. So Steven Yeager, 42-1. Ryo Hisasune, man from Japan, at 70-1. 13th on debut in this event last year. 18th or better in 5 of his last 8 events. Has a couple top 5s in there and another top 10. 7th in strokes gained total in this field, and he's been consistent all season. Kevin Yu, 80-1. 8th off the tee, 21st on approach overall on the PGA Tour. 4 top 20s last 8 starts. He actually won the Sanderson Farms in the fall series with that Jackson down in Jackson, Mississippi. C.C. Jackson, correlated course here to TPC Craig Ranch. So Kevin Yu, 80-1. Isaiah Salinda, also 80-1. 5th for strokes gained off the tee on the tour. He is a tour rookie. 3rd in Mexico. 11th at Houston. Bomb it and make a bunch of birdies, and that's the recipe here for Salinda. And then we're going to our old friend Alejandro Tosti at 90-1, not including the team event in New Orleans last week. He was 5th in Houston, 12th in San Antonio, 2nd at the Corrales Punta Cana in his last 3 starts, 4th for driving distance. And then a couple triple digits to close it out. Cam Davis, 100-1, who's been really kind of boomer bust. He's either been very poor, 6 missed cuts, or he's played pretty well, finishes of 18th or better here in 2025. So he's a 2-time winner at the Rocket Mortgage, by the way, in Detroit, which I think is kind of a similar profile course to Craig Ranch. Big-time birdie guy, first in birdie or better percentage in this field. And then the man from Finland, Sami Välimäki, at 110-1. 7 straight cuts this guy's made, but he's playing his best golf over his last 3 starts. 4th in Houston, 12th in San Antonio, 18th at the RBC Heritage. Runner-up at the Vedanta Vallarta, which was host of the Mexico Open. So he's comfortable on those long and wide courses. 3rd in this field overall for strokes gained approach.
How about even a little shot, too? He seems like he's got a little bit of early speed. Would you say, Max? He seems like he gets out there and he's a first-round leader on Välimäki, huh?
Pulling Keith Mitchell, that's all he does.
Yeah, a little cheap speed out there, but Wes also mentioned Salinda, who was up the leaderboard. He had a hot start. Talking about where you were down in Avondale for the TPC.
Yeah, I was impressed by Salinda's game. Wasn't super familiar with him. I knew he was a longer hitter, but outside that, didn't really know a whole lot about him. He kind of carried that team, and Kevin Velo. Velo's not the better of those players, so Salinda was certainly the class of that team, and ultimately carried him to a T8 finish, which is going to be very important for them at the end of the year when they're fighting for cards and FedEx Cup standings.
Wes, we talked about the NBA, and the NBA, NHL, you got some teams with some real efforts of facing elimination. Not so much with Miami Heat culture 2 nights ago, but any opinions because these lines, it does look like they're baked in a little inflation, but Golden State historically will show us that they will exhale in this spot, and Minnesota showed us in game 2 they exhaled in this spot.
Yeah, I want to bet the Rockets, but it is up to 4 now, so I'm probably a little bit priced out. I'm waiting to see if this keeps going up. I think we're starting to see some 6s now. I said last week on some various shows that I thought the Lakers were in trouble. Even after game 2, even when Minnesota was terrible in game 2, like you mentioned, that exhale spot, I thought that they were in trouble. I think this is where they miss AD because they don't have that long guy down there that can alter shots and stop these guys from going to the baskets. They don't have that guy that can close out on the corner threes and alter shots. And I think that's what the Lakers are missing. And people forget this Minnesota team got a lot of playoff experience. They went all the way to the West Finals last year, even though there was the change from, Towns to Randall. This is a bunch that's experienced, and they've got an absolute killer in Anthony Edwards. I think I love the way he plays. I love that he's an ornery SOB. I love that about that guy. And take him as my closer any day of the week. So kind of like Minnesota a little bit tonight. These series, I think these NBA series, a lot of them have been good. Like you look at the Knicks and the Pistons, I think the Pistons should have already closed these guys out, by the way. You feel like the Pistons should be up, won the series 4-1 or be up 3-2, but it's the opposite. And then Denver and the Clippers kind of let them back in. They got beat on that dunk on Saturday, and now they're facing elimination. But yeah, these have all been great. How about the Minnesota Wild last night?
Oh.
Looking like you had won the game,
Yeah.
get a goal with 1:15. They review for the offsides, which is a new thing that they're doing this year, and then they get beat in overtime by the Golden Knights. Boy, I don't know if Minnesota is going to have anything left for Game 6.
I had a little Minnesota Wild plus a nice price last night as well. So, I mean, don't ask me if he was offsides or not. So they know a lot more hockey. I know reviewing that as well. But yeah, you thought you had it won. So, and look, I mean, the Devils win I'm sorry, the Devils get beat. 3-0 lead plus a monster number. It was Toronto that got beat. You did that post game last night?
Yeah,
the Maple
they
Leafs
are
out of Toronto.
not pleased. 2-15 since 2004 in closing
The closeout
opportunities.
games?
2-15, and I think they're even 1-13 since like 2018. So this has been a trend for the Maple Leafs. They cannot close out series to save their lives.
Some postseason frustrations with the Maple Leafs. Even I recognize that they have a little bit. I don't know exactly what they are.
They're
but
melting right now in Toronto. trust me.
There. Anything in so you like maybe the Golden Knights? What's the vibe for the Golden Knights in Vegas right now?
Contender, I think, for sure. It's I think now people are kind of used to it, that there's not like this, okay, it's taken over the town or anything like that, because they're used to this team succeeding and maybe take it for granted a little bit. So, we'll see if they can close out the Wild tomorrow. But all these teams, I think, in the West are pretty even. When you look at the Golden Knights, when you look at Colorado and Winnipeg and the Oilers, like, anybody can come out. I think the East is very much a little bit more top heavy.
Wes, were you in attendance at the church where Derek Carr was leaning on the Lord for sympathy? I'm sure that'll go over really nicely in the Catholic heavy New Orleans. Man, this guy. Matt has talked to us about him as far as the scouting report when he was coming over here. What's up with this guy?
I don't. I think you would thought his days were numbered, that maybe New Orleans was going to be in the market for a quarterback, but I think he's probably seen his better days. And there was a while where, at least a few years, where he was probably a top 10 quarterback in the league. But I think that those days are probably over. He can still make throws, no doubt about it, but I just think that he's not the guy that can carry you and lead you to the next level right now. So, we'll see what they're going to do in New Orleans about that quarterback situation. But I think that he's on the back nine of his career for sure.
You don't always get to say this, Jimmy. Michael Thomas was right. He tried to warn us Derek Carr wasn't a good leader. He was telling us on Twitter
he sure
all
did.
the time.
He sure did.
He can still play physically, assuming the shoulder's not messed up worse than we think it is, but he couldn't lead starving ants to a pile of sugar. I mean, nobody likes this guy.
Forgive me if I pass on going all in on what an NFL wide receiver, tries to take on things. Wes, we appreciate it. Great stuff as always. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck this weekend with your picks.
You bet, fellas.
All right.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me.
Don't forget our friends over at Go Chevrolet and Go GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, also in Plaquemine. So Go Automotive Group. My man Lee Carney, and when I was in the market for a new vehicle, I went and got my Chevy Tahoe from Go Chevrolet. More than pleased with the service. I mean, I remember that day it came in. I just went to Rufino's, do the show. They transported the service, did the paperwork at Rufino's, and away we went. And I was in my new car. Man, he's going to give you that personal service. He's been in the car industry for pretty much all of his adult life. So more than can vouch for the service that you're going to get with Go Chevrolet and the Go Automotive Group. Not just the Tahoes, but of course the ultra popular Suburbans, the Blazers, Trailblazers, Traverse, the Equinox, the trucks, the Silverado trucks, man, sharp looking. They've got plenty of those as well. Malibus, Camaros, Corvettes, and others, even electric cars as well. Check out all of their stuff at GoChevrolet.com. It's a Go Automotive Group, Go Chevrolet in Laplace, and then Go Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Plaquemine.
Live at Snow Seafood and Steak, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 Wesley, near Nicholson.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. Grow your nest egg savings with a great CD rate from Home Bank. For a limited time, you can earn 4.25% annual percentage yield, and you get to choose the term. Pick 3, 7, or 11 months and get this excellent return on your savings. The minimum balance is only $2,500. It really is that simple. Stop by any South Louisiana Home Bank location and speak with a local banker today. Good for business, good for life. Home Bank, member FDIC.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Rufino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Rufino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
Baseball and softball players of all levels get the competitive edge you've been looking for at Total Diamond Performance. Do the same lessons, camps, classes, and clinics used by top college and MLB organizations. Everything from mental performance, in-game video, and data analysis to improve pitching, throwing velocity, bat speed, and fielding. Total Diamond Performance is tailored around the individual player to build strength and athleticism while also cleaning up mechanical deficiencies. Matt Mastretta applies what he's learned working in player development with college and MLB teams. Total Diamond Performance, 931-3730. That's 931-3730.
This is Charles Hanniger for total maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Our Wednesday consensus golf picks are brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown.
Yes, indeed. Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, DWI, traffic offenses, criminal defense litigation, power of attorney services. Since 1984, the law offices of O.C. Brown has diligently served clients in the Baton Rouge and across Louisiana areas. Charlie and I can vouch for that. Again, both Charlie and I have used Dana's team of specialized attorneys for different reasons at different stages of our lives. Consultation is confidential. It's free. So it is a free swing situation. You go to the website at ocbrown.com and just click on and set up your free consultation, or just give them a call, 343-1111. So Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown's consensus golf picks, and you just heard Wes Reynolds, and we've got three of them that do match. And Max, I'll let you explain one.
Yeah, Jimmy Charlie. I don't know if y'all follow this much on social media, but the big popular conversation this week has been, who would you take in a fight, 100 men or one gorilla?
I've read way too much about this. The strategies for beating the gorilla, what kind of shape the men are in, what kind of strategy that they would. I've read way too much about this. Okay, I would take a battalion of Marines against the gorilla, but 100 normal people take the gorilla. Is
Jimmy,
that kind of the
Jimmy?
thing?
What line are you setting on that?
Gorilla minus $1.85.
Okay, well in this case, we're
Marines.
taking on Scotty Scheffler with 100 plus
yes.
normal PGA Tour players, and I'm going to take
is this the same Scotty Scheffler we saw him 2 years ago or so?
Not right now. He hasn't won the PGA Tour this season.
No, he's not.
And it's a birdie fest, which even last year, as many wins as he had, he typically won the better events, right? With the lower winning score, the more difficult conditions. The birdie fest, he got beat a couple times. A Davis Riley, a Steven Yeager beat him last year. And I'm going to start my car with Steven Yeager, who did hold off Scotty Scheffler at the Houston Open, a similar type of track to what we're going to, I think, see this week. Steven Yeager, 45-1 this week. The Houston Open, driving distance paramount. Give yourself as many birdie looks with great approach play, and then make the putts. That's what this course is going to ask of guys this week, especially since they lengthened the course by about 150 yards. They made it a little bit more bomber friendly. And so I'm looking for more driver heavy guys. And Steven Yeager is one of those players. Really, really good player off the tee, of course, but it's been really elite on approach. Top 10 in the field in his last 24 rounds in terms of approach, and makes plenty enough birdies as well. So Steven Yeager, 45-1, already won on the PGA Tour last year. I think he's going to do it again in a weak field with Scotty Scheffler. Mackenzie Hughes, 45-1. Not someone I was really looking to add this week. He's probably one of my least favorite plays, but I could really add somebody in this range on my card. And he's got back-to-back top 10 finishes. 10th at that Houston Open, which, as I mentioned, I think is a great parallel to what we're going to see this week. And then third place at the RBC Heritage, an elevated field. So this is a weaker field now, and he's just playing much more better golf. He's always been an elite putter, so he can give himself plenty of looks. Not the best form at this course, not the best course history, but comes in and hitting much better approach play than he has in previous showings at this event. Jacob Bridgman, 55-1, someone who I play quite a bit. I'm going to kind of go back to him here. He's a great iron player traditionally. He's kind of waned a little bit as of late, but also an elite putter. So I think if he can hold a couple putts here and there, he's top 20 in this field in birdie or better percentage. So I think he'll give himself enough looks. And there are also 3 par threes of 200 yards or more, like we saw last week at the Zurich Classic. He is top 5 in the field in that category. So Jacob Bridgman, 55-1. Taylor Moore, 75-1. Someone who I bet last week, he was paired with Wyndham Clark, and unfortunately they missed the cut. So I was disappointed to see that. But having watched him play a little bit, he kind of carried that team. Wyndham Clark, the former major champion, wasn't really playing that great. It was actually Taylor Moore who was hitting the ball well. And this is as I mentioned, longer hitter friendly course. He is a longer hitter, so I'll play him. And he won last year on the tour as well. Taylor Moore, 75-1. And then Alejandro Tosti at 90-1. Again, long hitter. Let's hope he can stay composed. But maybe just playing with a partner last week. Just maybe he was talked down the ledge a little bit. He had to play with a partner. He probably couldn't have as many outbursts. So maybe that just calms the nerves a little bit. Some players have mentioned that they go to the Zurich with the idea that it kind of jump starts their season a little bit, where they play better with a partner, and it kind of changes the trail at the Houston Open. He was very much in the conversation, was in the final group, of course, with Min-Woo Lee. If that's a comp course, then he should play well here. He's also got a second place finish since then at the Punta Cana Championship. Sami Valimaki, 110-1. He finished runner-up when I bet him last year at the Mexico Open. Another super long golf course, driver heavy, doesn't really command you to hit the fairway. And so he's playing great golf at the moment. He's going to be a popular pick this week because he's gained on approach in his last, 8 rounds that he's played. He's not a traditionally great approach player. 4th at the Houston Open a few weeks ago. Got a couple top 20 finishes since then as well. So I like the form in Sami Valimaki. And a couple bombs here. Hayden Springer, 175-1. Just a player who is just completely mispriced, in my opinion, the way he's been playing. One of the models that I run from time to time actually had him 3rd in the field overall. He's really aced these easy golf courses, gives himself plenty of looks, and is a great driver of the ball. So Hayden Springer, 175-1. And Danny Walker, 225-1.
How many you got, man?
8 plays, just like Wes Reynolds. But when
Hell,
you're starting your card at 45-1, Jimmy, when you're going up against the Gorilla and you've got the 100 PGA Tour golfers, you can take 8 guys.
All right.
Danny Walker, 225-1, just playing well. Finished 6th at the Players Championship. So why can't he win here?
All right. Yes, the little hot-headed 5'6" Argentine golfer is going to really be composed, Max said this week.
By the way, nobody that thinks that the 100 people that would win thinks they get out unscathed. Somebody's got to be sacrificed. The Gorilla's going to get his before they get him.
Maybe
even if you got 100 people organized.
Maybe 5 of these guys missed the cut. Maybe their limbs are just going
The
everywhere.
Gorilla
just
gets
like
the first
Gorilla.
5 guys. And
That's the
after
thing.
that-
You got to stay composed. When you see Scotty Scheffler, when you're eyeing him down and he just mows through somebody in front of you, you got to be able to still go after him. That's kind of the case.
Steven Yeager. All right, here's our consensus picks brought to you by Dana Brown at the Law Office of O.C. Brown. Steven Yeager, we got 3 of them. Again, 45-1 is what you're looking at. Again, a little 5'6" Argentine golfer. A lot of professional golfers live in Jupiter. My man runs around in his jorts in Gainesville. So anyway, that's where he lives right now.
Some nice houses over there.
Alejandro, I think he hangs out at the Purple Porpoise. Alejandro Tosti at 90-1, and then Valimaki, who has been near that leaderboard a lot, yet is at 110-1. Valimaki, Tosti, and Yeager.
We're brought to you by Total Maintenance, AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing. Total Maintenance, your one-stop sales shop for all of these items. Don't go to sleep uncomfortable. Since 1980, Total Maintenance has been helping their clients get straight with their air conditioners, with their heating units. So they've got a full-service staff in both New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, and Generac and Cummins generators. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300 for all your electrical and plumbing needs as well. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Back to wrap it up here. Snow's live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will.
Whenever you're ready.
It's rolling.
This is Charles Hannegriff. Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Los Reyes Mexican Grill. Wesley at Nicholson. Dwayne Colucci joins us from Las Vegas along with Matt Humans. We got Kentucky Derby picks, and we're getting ready for SEC baseball this weekend. Live at Lunch from Los Reyes, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Is the perfect in-and-out destination when grabbing a quick workday lunch or visiting local attractions on the weekend. Town Square Pizza, you guessed it, Square Pizzas are consistently flavored and cooked perfectly every single time. It's as simple as that. Town Square Pizza, downtown next to Jolie Pearl.
Our 2025 Dreams Come True Radiothon presented by the Baton Rouge Clinic is happening right now, and we couldn't make dreams come true without your help. This year, Service Chevrolet, Luba, Subaru of Baton Rouge, and Duplessis Builders have each pledged to match your donations once we reach $2,000. Whatever amount you can spare will get us that much closer to making more dreams come true for local kids suffering life-threatening illnesses.
Visit 1045ESPN.com to donate today.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff. Roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell Omelet, Cajun Hash Browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hannegriff for Total Maintenance. Now is the time to get your AC cleaned and checked before those sweltering temperatures arrive. Ensure your unit is performing at max efficiency, lower your monthly bills, and prolong the life of your central air conditioner. Right now, mention my name or Jimmy Ott and get $100 off that service. Down from $179 to $79. Call Total Maintenance for generators, electricity, and plumbing issues. In Baton Rouge, 480-1000, and in New Orleans, call 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun Hash Browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports, and it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny from Snow Seafood and Steak in Gonzales on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Remember, the show's available on demand, LouisianaSports.net, 1045ESPN.com. We got a new Handycast up right now on YouTube. Myself, Doug Thompson, Dan Canterbury talking about LSU's baseball team, and they head to College Station for a series that starts on Friday. Tonight in the NBA, Warriors with a chance to close it out, but they'd have to do it on the road. Timberwolves, same thing, a chance to close it out, but they'd have to do it on the road. Both teams at home are favored. The Lakers 6.5 right now. The Rockets 4.5 right now. Jimmy, what?
That's high, huh?
Yeah,
6.5. But I mean, you know, is
game to play.
I think
with.
the T-Wolves, yes,
That's
they were so bad. You might see a different tune this time. I mean, they can't. They have had to fight for their lives for the 2 wins at home.
Yeah,
I don't see where. And hey, man, get into the Lakers. I mean, make them play those starters more. You know, you got way more of a bench and way more. Your roster is is cut out. I mean, go out there and try and extend them as long as you can. Your roster is built for durability way more than theirs is.
I agree with you completely, and especially with the Lakers having played their starters every minute in the second half. I know they got the extra day off, but they played them every moment in that series. Jimmy Butler is supposed to play tonight. He is listed as probable after missing some time earlier in the series. You and I both said, we've seen the Warriors mail it in. Now, those were much stronger Warrior teams that did that than this one. But with a game to play with, did Butler need the time off? Nope. They're going to go try to close this thing out tonight. So Jimmy Butler's supposed to go in the first game tonight against Houston. I still might I might limit his minutes. I might see how this goes and try to close this thing out. But they can't just step on the gas the way those Warrior teams that we were talking about yesterday, just hammered Memphis and ran them out of the playoffs and hammered New Orleans and got them out of the playoffs. This team can't take anything for granted. They're a 7 seed. So Butler's going to play tonight in the game against Houston.
Jalen Green's got to step it up. He hasn't been good enough.
Game 2, he was.
One game.
Yeah, that's the one they won.
Single-digit points, I think, in the rest.
He wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy to go to though. In Game 4. I mean, he wasn't giving them anything, and it was a Van Fleet, it was a Sengun game. There's no doubt, and those guys, I think, they got all the points basically down the stretch. So no, it was and look, the Warriors, they had a good game. They made somebody else beat them besides Steph Curry, and they did. I mean, the Podziemski or whatever. I mean, he had his best game. He had more open looks. He had less attention on him. But, they got it done. And it's, those games within the game and that strategy is good. But I think I want to see it. Butler's not right. He's not 100%. I can't see. It's not just like the Timberwolves. They need a little exhale spot. He does physically.
Thanks to our friends here at Doe's Seafood and Steak on Airline Highway at 74 in Gonzales for being our host. Tomorrow we're at Los Reyes Mexican Grill, Wesley at Nicholson. For Max, for Jimmy, for Jordan back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
We're here to examine things that get better with age.
All right, you guys have a good one.